Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there's doing well, and today I'm back once again with some more Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket ranked matches. In today's video, I'm finally getting around to trying out a Mega Gyarados EX deck. Mega Gyarados has been around for a while now, but I'm just now getting around to actually trying the card out for myself. I've been trying to rack my brain, honestly, since this came out to like find a good, fun way to play it, and I just could never think of anything, honestly. But I did stumble. I can't take credit for this deck. I happened to stumble upon this one online. I thought it looked interesting, so I figured I'd give it a try for myself. And the deck we're trying to, or how we're running Mega Gyarados, is we're pairing it alongside Jellicent. Now, Jellicent has the unique ability that if you your opponent attacks into it, you can attach a water energy to one of your Pokemon on the bench. So we're just kind of hoping to use that, to exploit that to get Mega Gyarados built up. We're also running some healing items so we can, make Jellicent last just a little longer, so we can get Mega Gyarados built all the way up and kind of use it as a tank and a energy engine, so to speak. And also, I guess I should say, if you're not familiar with Mega Gyarados, its whole shtick is that when you attack your opponent, they must discard the top 3 cards from the top of their deck. So while you're doing pretty decent damage at 140, you're just kind of hoping to mill out your opponent to, I guess, probably more than likely make them quit since they don't have the cards they need. But yeah, so we're going to give this deck a shot today and just kind of see how it performs. I don't really know what to expect of it, so we're going to find it out together. But yeah, the entire deck list in the description of the video below, so you can try this deck out for yourself or simply improve upon it. But yeah, I'll quit rambling now and we'll go find our first game and see what we can get done with Mega Gyarados. I'll be back when I find my first match. Alrighty, looks like I found my first opponent here, and we do have to go first, unfortunately. Let's see what we can get into here. We get into our Magikarp immediately. This is kind of not the order of operations that you want, but it's what happened here. Now we're going up against Suicune. Alrighty. So we're already at a race against time, and there's our Mega Gyarados, so we kind of got it out of the gate. Let's play our Liza, which we have nothing to pull because we have both of our Magikarp, which is what that card is for. And that's all I can do. Fortunately, Leap Out doesn't really help us because we're just going to leap out into another Magikarp. Alright, I guess it probably, what would be wiser to do? Probably evolve the Magikarp on the bench. We are going up against Greninja. Now we are running Protective Poncho in this deck to prevent our Magikarp from being sniped, but it's a matter of drawing into it now. Alright, it's going to be hard to get into our game plan. Alright, we'll evolve the Gyarados on the bench. And might as well just put energy into it as well. Alright, we'll play Copycat, namely because we just don't have anything to really draw into. Alright, there's my taskbar. Alright. Well, unfortunately, because we didn't start out with Frillish, we are in a little bit of trouble. I could have, leaped out into it, but Suicune was going to kill it, so thus undoing the whole strategy of this deck. Alright, so we are going to have to concede our Magikarp here. And we get popped for 80. And we'll just have to bring our Fearless to the front and more or less concede it as well. Not even more or less, we have to concede it as well. Alright. Another energy into Gyarados. Play Elysia, or however you say that, just because we can. Because there's nothing for us to grab. That'll be the end of our turn. Alrighty. Now, obviously, Greninja is going to be a problem. And there goes our last Frillish. And we can't really afford to lose any more Pokemon. So we're going to have to bring Gyarados to the front. Alright. Alright, we got Professor Oak. Let's oak it up and hopefully, to God, we get something here. We do get Misty, but a little bit too late. There's nothing for us to pull with our Pokeball. And yeah. If they get Greninja, it's probably game over because they can just snipe Frillish and then pull it in with Cyrus. If they want to do that. But if we get one of our ponchos, then we can negate that. But we shall have to see if we get lucky. Well, I guess we can evolve to kind of undo that. And we are running Gyarados, so we can heal and make them discard. And we made them lose the Greninja, so that's very good. But they could have always had their other one, and they do. Now they could again snipe, bring Jellicent in, because I do need 2 energy to make it retreat. If we can get lucky and get 1 heads on a Misty, that may not be a big problem. And they've drawn their last card, so we don't really get to make too big of a use of Gyarados' effect. So yeah, that's kind of what I presume they would do. Oh, they actually didn't Cyrus it in. That's surprising. Alright, well, let's go ahead and Poncho the lad up. Now, the problem is, because we didn't draw our other Irija, I don't know if we actually survive long enough to, to win here. But at least we get 2 points out of it, because I think they're just going to snipe me and then pop me with Suicune, and it's going to be El Shiro for Gyarados, unfortunately. And they're also running Giratina for good measure. It's going to get Gyarados down to 70. And I'm pretty sure this will KO. Yep. Just enough to take out Gyarados, unfortunately. Well, alrighty, we are going to drop our first game with Mega Gyarados. If we can get a little bit of a better start, we probably could have won that if we had the inverse of operations and actually started out with Frillish, but it's not the luck we had. The only downside of this deck is the build and the Gyarados, but we'll see if we can actually get things going the right way. But good game to the opponent. I'm back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we're going first yet again, unfortunately. And this is the exact hand that I just about had the last go around, but we have 2 Pokeballs this time, which is nice, so we can actually get Frillish freaking out here. And there's our Jellicent. Alright. So we can spin a turn to leap out into one of our Frillishes that we're going to have. Now, I do wonder if this is Suicune Greninja again, but we shall find out. Alright, well that's all we can do, unfortunately. And we do need to get our Gyarados out, so hopefully we can get that going sooner rather than later. They are running a copy of Indeedee as well. So I do wonder what they can be running, because I'm not familiar with what this could be. Unless it is just Suicune and they just happen to be running Indeedee alongside it. Okay, that's exactly what it is. So back-to-back Suicunes. Alright, what will they have to do here? We're energizing the Froakie. Pop our Magikarp, presumably. Alrighty. Well, we don't really need this because we started with both of our Magikarps again. Alright, well, we got to put energy into Magikarp so we can use Leap Out. Go into our Frillish. Which a smarter man would have evolved Frillish into Jellicent here for when it inevitably gets attacked. But because I forgot the Leap Out was a move, For some dumbass reason, I opted to not do that. So yeah. And we lose our Magikarp very quickly. And we lose Frillish. Had I evolved Frillish and not been stupid, we would have had an energy to Magikarp. But that's not how that worked out. Just, I don't know why. I treated it like it was an ability and not a... and not an attack. But alrighty. Well, more than likely now, because it got into Greninja so fast, we're probably going to get popped by the effect, and Magikarp's going to be tagged in, and that's going to be, once again, all she wrote. I think throw their Suicune out. I presume Magikarp's getting ready to get popped. And they have their other Cyrus, and that's going to be the end of this one already. Alrighty, well, we very quickly fell into an 0-2 hole against Suicune, nonetheless. Alright, well, hopefully, for the love of God, we can get some better luck and a better start than what we've been getting. And not run into Suicune again for a third time to see if we can actually do anything. But a good game to opponent. I'll back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here. And we do finally get to go second, so that's nice. And we start out with our Frillish and 2 Pokeballs, so we can mill out a little bit. Alright, so we're going up against, I see Lightning Energy, so not a good sign. We've had a very, very poor RNG in our opponents so far. 2 Suicune decks in a row, and then a type disadvantage with the with electricity. Alright, well, let's play Pokeball. Let's get one of our Magikarps. At least I can't get sniped in the bench. Well, unless they get, I forget the evolution of this one. It has the bench to, I think it only does damage to, if I remember right, Pokemon that already are hurt on your bench, so that's a little bit of a plus, I guess. Alright, we get both copies of Mega Gyarados here, and we'll just start putting energy into our Magikarp. Who thankfully we can evolve 2 of. Thankfully they've actually not opted to attack here. They evolved. Alrighty. Get another Frillish here. Let's get another energy into Magikarp. Evolve into Mega Gyarados. Evolve into another Mega Gyarados. And we're going to play Copycat to see if we can get into Jellicent. Alright, we get Cyrus. We get a Protective Poncho. Alright, nothing really too helpful. We'll just put the Poncho on Gyarados. Should worse come to worse. Alright, that's all we can do here. And they're running Zapdos as well. Okay. Well, they're going to be able to attack this turn, and unfortunately we did not get Jellicent, so we can't actually attach an energy into Gyarados from getting attacked into. So we're going to lose our Frillish. And I'm going to opt to bring in our other one so Gyarados doesn't take any unnecessary damage because it can't attack anyway. Still did not draw Jellicent. We'll play this because we can. And there we go. Alright, well thankfully next turn Gyarados is good to go. I'm gonna have to hope and pray they don't have Sabrina here. Alright, they opted to not attack here. Alright, so I'm going to play Misty on Gyarados to see if we can get one head so we can make the tag. And we don't. Alright. So in that case, we're just going to have to leave Frillish up front. So there's one Oak and two Jellicents in this stack. So we're probably not going to be able to make use of Jellicent. Such is life. But I still do see a path to winning here. Just gotta get lucky. Alright, we're not going to evolve because we can't tag if we do that. So we're just going to treat with Frillish into our Mega Gyarados and evolve into Jellicent. And they are going to lose Magnezone here. And they're going to lose 3 cards on top of it. Now they do need time to get... What's the name of this Pokemon's going to bother me? Toxicity built up. They can win here if they... Because they get to flip 4 coins. So if they hit the lottery here, which could very well happen against me. Alright, we do live to fight another day. Alright, well I do think we just win here, thankfully. Alright, Jellicent. Greninja, we take no chances. And we'll just attack into Zapdos here. And that'll finally get us our first win with Gyarados here. Got very lucky to make it over the type mismatch and actually not running Suicune, so that we had 2 levels of luck running there. Alrighty, we managed to get our first win. I guess I'll go find another match to see if we can get back to even with Gyarados. But good game to that opponent. I'm back going to find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here. And we do have the good luck of going second again. And this is a fighting deck, so this will be... Who knows what this could be, honestly. But unfortunately, this go around we start with Frillish and no Magikarps. And no Pokeballs to bring anything in. Okay, this is low punny. So this could go south potentially very quickly. But let's see what we can get into. Well, we do have Liza in our hand, so actually we can get into both our Magikarps here. I somehow overlooked that. But we do need Jellicent, and we do need Gyarados, and I don't think I've yet to be able to get them both on the field at the same time in a meaningful manner. There's one of our Gyaradoses. Alright, let's get our Magikarps out here. There are the boys, alright. And we'll go ahead and start getting that train a-rolling here. And we can oak it up next turn to mill our deck out and hopefully hit into Jellicent, but we'll see. Alright. Are they running Machamp Bunnering? Or low punny? That's a unique one. I've not seen that yet. Now are they running normal Machamp or one of the variants? And they got 2 heads. Alright. Well, the Jellicent strategy, once again, is not looking so hot. Alright, let's mill our deck out even further. Get into our other Frillish. And let's go ahead and evolve this Magikarp into Mega Gyarados. Please give me a copy of Jellicent. I really need that. And there it is. And we get another Mega Gyarados. So we get the whole team up. And we get Jellicent up and running. And we'll go ahead and put an energy into Mega Gyarados. And let Jellicent be our tank for right now. Now, I didn't put an energy into Jellicent for this reason right here, because a heads will KO Jellicent anyway. Alright, but he's hanging around for a turn. Alright, I guess he has to take damage for the effect to go off. Alright, that is fine. Put a Poncho on Mega Gyarados. And we're going to play a long game here. Alright, they put an energy into Machoke. And they get their heads. Jellicent's going to go down to a very solid 180. Put that energy into this Gyarados. And now we can start causing some trouble. Alrighty. Got another Professor Oak. Let's put a water energy into this Gyarados on the bench. Oak it up and hopefully get our other Jellicent. We did not. I guess we can just play Pokeball to shuffle some cards around. Why not? Alright, we can't KO Mega Lopunny, but we can make it interesting. Alright, now the good news is even if they tag out, we can drag Mega Lopunny right back in with our Cyrus. Something terrible happens, like Mars or Red Card. Alright, they heal with Lucky Ice Pop. Alright, they don't get to hold on to it. But they got two. They're going to need more. Alright, they can just play it again. I didn't realize that's how that worked. Okay, thankfully they don't get to hold on to it again. Alright, they have to tag. Yeah, well, I guess I'm going to be confused, so I do have to overcome that. Forgot about that little nugget. And there's our Jellicent. Alright, let's get another energy into this Gyarados. We will play Irida. And we need a coin toss to go our way. Coin tosses will never go my way. Alright. Well, they get two heads, they win. So we just have to hope that doesn't happen. Alright, we get to hold out for another... Okay, they didn't do any damage at all, which is nice. Alright, so we do get a chance to live further. Alright, we pulled our Misty. So we can do a swap here. If we get one heads. And I got it. Okay, we can just swap here. Alright, we're going to get more heads than we could have ever hoped or dreamed for. Just get energy into Jellicent because we can. We can retreat because confusion does not prevent that from happening. Don't have to deal with coin toss. And they did opt to concede. As we were going to take the win with Mega Gyarados there. Alrighty, well, we did manage to get back up to even at 2-2. So I think it'd be a bad spot to end it. So let's go find one more match, see if we can push it over the edge to a winning record here. But a good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find one more match. Alrighty, looks like I found my final opponent here. And it's going to end with on heads, unfortunately. Alright. We do start with Frillish and Jellicent here, and we can draw into our Magikarp, which is all good things so far. Now, if they have drawn into their Jolteon, it's going to unfortunately be a GG's go next because we need so much energy to get Gyarados going. So it's just going to be hard to win under those circumstances, unfortunately. So we just really, really, really have to hope they can't evolve turn one. But with how bad my luck is, I bet they probably have it. Please let me be wrong. Please let me be wrong. Why am I never wrong? I feel like every time I go up against Jolteon, without fail, my opponent always has it turn 1. Without fail. God. Alright, well, this is going to be damn near impossible to overcome, if I'm being completely honest. But we're going to do what we can. We're not going to wave the white flag yet, but we're going to take 20 damage here. So yeah, we're just going to have to hope Gyarados can out-tank what they're putting out. But we do have healing items, so there's something to be said for that, maybe. Alright, well, that's all we can do. I just got to hold out hope that we can make things last here. And Gyarados is going to get pulled in immediately. I kind of had a really bad feeling about how that was going to go. Yep, the second I saw Jolteon, I unfortunately knew this was game over. There's not really going to be a whole heck of a lot I can do here, because as you can see, I'm going to take damage every time I get an energy attached. Yeah, it's just going to be... I got to try to get 2 more turns out of Gyarados. And then after that, survive a hit from a Zeraora. So it's going to be a tall order. Well, this went about as bad as it could have. Of course. Fucking Jolteon. Of course. Well, I can't even attach an energy into Gyarados to retreat, because that kills it. Okay. Well, we can at least look at this one on the bench. And if I'm going out, I'm doing it myself. Alright, well. That immediately stopped everything and all hopes and dreams from actually occurring there. And we do drop our final match to Jolteon. That was the worst thing we probably could have run into. And because they were able to draw into Jolteon turn 1, then we're just done for. But alrighty, well, what a good way to end the video off. But excuse me. But alrighty, if you did make it this far, I do thank you for watching as always. Feel free to leave me any suggestions for how to maybe better run Mega Gyarados, or just some unique and interesting combinations on how to run the card. I did get a request to try to do a Chandelure Gyarados deck that kind of revolves around burning and discarding cards. Unfortunately, I did not have any copies of Chandelure to even give that a shot. Just my luck as a free player drawing cards, I guess. But maybe at some point I might tweak around with that, or any some other unique Gyarados combinations. But yeah, again, if you made this sort of video, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.